Brandy that I was going to start out by telling you all that how insulting that she would ask me to teach on TLS, right? No, really she didn't. I want to just tell real quickly how I ended up here tonight. Like Brandy said, it was a three-way phone call, just helping a sister out. And it's like, yeah, listen, but I'm not interested. But you know, God orders our footsteps. And when we listen, then He can help us out, you know. And at the end of that phone call, I just connected with Brandy so much as just a sister, and was very interested in getting to know her more. And I just want to thank Brandy so much that while I was going through everything with my sister, because we are literally just getting our life back after all the tragedy and loss. But Brandy would text me and say, you know, how's your sister? I'm praying for her. And that meant so much. That meant so much from someone who I barely knew that cared that much. And it wasn't, hey, did you think about the plan anymore? There was never any of that. Just connecting. It's all about relationships. It's all about relationships. But the reason I'm standing here tonight is because I am a procrastinator. And back in January, y'all, when Brandy announced that we were going to have this leadership academy, she said, hey, will you do the presentation on, I think it was isotonics. I said, sure. And then she said, we're going to videotape it. I went, oh, you gotta be kidding me, no. And then I thought, oh, well, you know, I've got a couple months, I can lose some weight. And then January comes and it goes, and February comes, and I'm getting closer to March, and nothing's happening, because why do today what you can put off till tomorrow, right? so then we end up at the World Convention. And the first day, February the 9th, was Dennis Franks and TLS. And you know, I thought, hey, I've heard all of it. It sounds good. I got the kit. I haven't used it yet. I'm waiting for that perfect moment. And so the next day, literally, was when my life changed. And sitting in the hotel room with my sister, I woke up to a text from my mom saying that my uncle had passed away. And that was a shock. He was 66 years old. I didn't know he was in poor health, but he had passed away, and it totally shocked me to no end. And of course, the whole, you know, being at convention and, you know, realizing about what we have available to us through this opportunity, things started coming into perspective for me. They really did. And I came home and I remembered a conversation with my uncle that had just passed away. We had talked about diets that we'd gone on, and he said, I had shared with him about how my husband and I had done juicing. And he said, oh yeah, I did that. It sounds like the Hallelujah diet. And I said, I don't know what you call it. It's just a juicing. And, you know, we felt great while we were doing it. He goes, oh man, he said, I did that. And when I went to the doctor, he said she literally had to recheck my chart because all my numbers had gotten so much better. My blood pressure was better, my triglycerides, my cholesterol, everything was better. And he said, but you know what? I just can't stick with that. He was on 5 blood pressure medicines, and he died. And that was my aha moment. And I realized that I had to do something. And we're not promised tomorrow. So I came to Brandy on Monday night, and I just totally jumped off the deep end. And I said, you know that presentation I was supposed to do? She said, yeah. I said, we need to do TLS. She goes, really? I said, I need to do TLS. I really need to. Because, you know, we need to be accountable for our lives. And so I just, you know, put myself out there. I've started it. And not where I need to be yet. Not where I need to be yet. But not where I used to be. So would you agree that when you in here has been on diets before, I've done them all, weight loss, I mean, what not Jenny Craig, but quick weight loss, Weight Watchers, the juice diet, the, you know, the 17-day diet, the 21-day, whatever day diet, you know. But would you say, though, that not all diets are created equally? And everybody was asking me tonight, what are the camisoles for? Well, I just wanted to illustrate tonight. This is how dieting works, and believe me, I'm a professional dieter. I'm not good at keeping it off, but I can take it off, but this is no, that's okay. This is kind of like a one-size-fits-all, okay? I don't need to tell you, I'm not a one-size-fits-all gal, okay? We're getting a little better, and you can tell I have all different sizes here, okay? Indicates my up and down. Then we move up to this one says, Brandy, would you read what this one says here?
Sure, it says, one size fits most.
One size fits most. Don't you like that one? One size fits most. Not working for me. And we're getting more to my size, which I would buy recently, which is not one size fits all or one size fits most, but it's my size, okay? And diets are the same way. We try to put everybody in the same box. And it doesn't always work that way, you know, because I have a lot more weight to lose than somebody else. So let's get on to, oops, I've got the clicker here. Here we go. Here, why don't you take my scarf there. So we're going to talk about TLS tonight. 1/3 of U.S. adults have obesity. I'm in that 1/3. Obesity-related conditions include heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, certain types of cancer. Now that's something to think about. Some of the leading causes of preventable death are from obesity. I heard a statistic the other day that said that on average we live about 71 healthy years. And I thought, well, I know people that live longer than that. Healthy years, okay? So what we do today, and I didn't think about it in my 20s and 30s, 40s you think about it a little bit more, 50s you think about it a little bit more, you really think about it.
Yeah.
But we have the keys to help prevent those diseases. And I have fooled myself for a long time, and if you can't tell, I'm pretty transparent, and I hope that helps somebody tonight. But I went to the hospital last year, they thought something was wrong with my heart. And they said, well, do you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high triglycerides? And I'm like, no. I'm just a healthy fat girl. And I just laughed it off, you know, and the nurses, they would just laugh, I'm just a healthy fat girl. Well, you know what? There's no such thing as a healthy fat girl. There's just not. I'm only fooling myself. Why does, even if you're not overweight, why would it interest you about these statistics? Because 147 billion, and this is as of 2008, you know, people that are obsessed with how they look. 147 billion US dollars are spent on weight loss products.
Wow.
Obese patients cost $1,429 more on average per year for health care. And that's why health insurance companies won't accept a lot of people with their overweight, because they know that they're going to be paying a lot more bills. Before we get into the products, we have to give the disclaimer, and we always want to protect our company, that these products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And I think I said that statistic wrong. I'm sorry, 147 billion US dollars are actually spent on patients who are obese. So I wanted to clear that up. There are 108 million people dieting in the US. That's a lot. 4 to 5 attempts fail every year. I would say in my world, 2 or 3 of those are just right after the first of the year, you know? And the reason that is because if you look at the first 3 letters of the word diet, it's die. So what does that mean? You're either going to die trying to do it because you think you're going to die if you don't get an ice cream real quick, or if you don't get that ice cream, somebody's going to die. So to us, it's a $20 billion industry. It's a $20 billion industry, and we have TLS in our fingertips to help people, okay? Morbid obesity. I didn't know what else to call this other than the ugly facts. It's the truth. And let me tell you, it's not fun when you go, like I did the last time, to the doctor, and on your diagnosis it says morbid obesity. That's not a fun thing. Morbid obesity is 100 pounds overweight, or a BMI of 35 to 40. Now, 35 to 40, what typifies that is if you have a BMI of 35, but you're in bad health, in other words, you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, even though your BMI is 35, you're still considered, or we are still considered, morbidly obese. 10 pounds of excess weight is the equivalent of 40 pounds on our knees.
Wow.
And I wonder why my knees hurt. 50 pounds on the hips. Oh my gosh. And so for those of us who, and I say me, I'm not pointing the finger at anybody else tonight, but as of the beginning of this weight loss journey, I was 100 pounds overweight. And so that means that, essentially I have an extra 400 pounds on my knees. That's not something pleasant to think about, is it? We'll move on. So the good news is we have TLS, the 21-day challenge. Like I said, I bought this in December, was so excited to go at the beginning of the year. One day turns to the next, but as of a few weeks ago when I made that commitment to Brandy that I wanted to do this training tonight, I want to be a product of the product. And how many times do we hear that at the World Conference? Be a product of the product. And as I was thinking, well, Lord, what am I supposed to do, when they talk about majoring and minoring, and that was all new to me, and it was like, oh yeah, makeup, I'm familiar with makeup, brother. And it was like, God said, well, what about that weight? There's something to work with there, And so I decided to work with what I have and be a product of that product, because you know what? People are dying every day. Overweight, unhealthy, miserable. And I'll just say this, and enough about me after this, but I'm not one of those girls that says, oh, I love being fat. I don't love being fat. It's miserable being fat. But you know what? Out of your misery comes your ministry. Out of your misery comes your mission. Phase 1 is a detox, and you're going to kick off your weight loss journey with an invigorating cleanse. This will help, and it really does help cravings for the sweet and salty and fatty foods. And, if you just get past those first few days without killing somebody, then you're on your way. It's bursting with fruits and vegetables, and this really is the first step to the brand new you. I was shocked at how much the fiber really does fill you. The Nutriclean is going to help maintain digestive health. All of us have digestive health issues. So many of our health concerns are happening in our gut. And so we're going to introduce supplements later on in the 21-day challenge. And the first thing we want to do is clean up our digestive system. It's going to promote colon health, helps clean the colon. It's going to put good bacteria back into your stomach so that you can absorb the nutrients that you're putting in there. Helps maintain the levels of intestinal flora, helps support normal bowel regularity, provides fuels for cells lining the small intestine, support health by maintaining normal cholesterol levels, normal blood glucose levels, and promoting immune health. Supports healthy nutrient absorption, promotes healthy liver. Good enough reasons to do it, right? Helps to cleanse and detoxify the liver. It's an antioxidant and promotes a healthy digestive tract. That's the first, and I will say the hardest part of the 21-day challenge. You're going to eat lots of vegetables, veggies, and more veggies. Vegetables are unlimited, and I would just say with that, be sure that when you're doing the cleanse and you're eating all the vegetables, that you are reminding yourself that it's okay to eat those vegetables. And it's okay to eat them all the time, but I've made the failure once before of, when you get used to eating something all the time, you have to remind yourself it's got to be something healthy all the time. Vegetables are not going to hurt us, but those things are going to help promote that cleansing in our body. In the 21-day challenge kit, we have the multivitamin and the OPC. OPC was the first product that I tried, thank you very much, Brandy. And before that, I had tons of pain in my body, taking care of children and babies in both arms and babies on my back and babies everywhere from a daycare. And, I just did what I had to do every day and didn't realize how bad I really felt until I started feeling better. And then one day I realized, hey, it didn't hurt when I walked up the steps. So as you introduce these products, then you start feeling better. Then it gives you the strength to go on to the next thing that you want to attack in your life. The multivitamins, of course, we do not get enough nutrition in our diets. And of course, with the 21-day challenge, it's going to teach us to eat better. But when we're starting, we got a lot of fixing up to do on our system. Phase 2 is the fat burning phase. Woohoo! Accelerate your weight loss efforts during phase 2, specially created to target stubborn fat. During these weeks, you're going to reach your maximum phase of fat loss. You're going to shed those extra pounds of fat and ultimately feel better, both physically and emotionally. And I can say that, again, after you survive that first week, and you don't have divorce papers or anything, you do feel physically better. I was actually, volunteering to do some other things that I wouldn't normally do because, when you're overweight and you don't feel good, sometimes you just don't even feel like getting out of bed. It's just the truth. We have other supplements in the 21-day challenge, the TLS Core Supplement. And the Core Supplement is a fat binder. It's going to help bind the fat, to help move it out of your body. It's going to help inhibit the carbs and the fats. It helps, and it really does help to manage your hunger and stimulate lipolysis. Helps encourage you to stop eating by promoting the feeling of fullness. And I will have to say that one of the biggest things is, they encourage you to eat about 8 servings of vegetables a day. And it's hard to get all those things in because the supplements really do help. It's going to help reduce the fat stores in your body. Promotes reduction in body mass index, that BMI that we talked about before. And of course, the thing that we want the most, it helps promote weight loss. And it helps maintain normal blood sugar levels and promotes normal insulin activity and cholesterol levels. So if you do have issues of blood sugar, then this is the product that will help you because it's going to help bind those things that you put into your body before it does damage to your body. And the recommended dosage is to take 2 of these before your biggest meals that you're going to consume carbohydrates. So if you're going to go to Texas Roadhouse and consume the bread, like I love to do, then you want to take a couple of these core supplements beforehand. The TLS Nutrition Shakes. How many get excited about protein shakes? Not. But I will say that they give you a choice. Some like vanilla, some like chocolate. Vanilla is a little more versatile, so if you don't want to eat your fruit in the morning, you can put your fruit in there and add some ice to it. And it's actually really good, and it's very filling, and it gets you through to the next snack. We're going to have snacks throughout the day to keep the metabolism going also. The Thermachrome. I love this. Got some Thermachrome lovers. Thermachrome increases energy and alleviates fatigue. Woo-hoo. Promotes thermogenesis and lipolysis. Promotes weight loss. May suppress appetite. Again, helps maintain normal blood sugar levels. Contains key ingredients that support normal metabolic functions. This along with, and I forgot to put it in, this along with the green tea extract with the Garcinia cambogia really do give you a boost of energy, and together really do help with the appetite. Tonalin. Now this I have not ordered, but it will be on my next order because I've done a little bit of research about this, and Stacy told me more about this the other day. CLA is included in the Tonalin. It's conjugated linoleic acid. It helps reduce your overall body fat. And the body fat, it does that by promoting lean muscle mass, because muscle mass is what's going to drive your weight loss. Okay. So, especially if you're working out, you want to add Tonalin because it's going to help you increase your your muscle mass and cut down on the fat in your body. It helps target stubborn belly fat. None of us have that. And it helps redistribute fat to fat-burning muscle tissue. You hear everybody say, "Oh, turn your body into a fat-burning machine." Well, that's what we want to do with Tonalin, is turn your body into a fat-burning muscle machine. I went for my first workout the other day with the trainer. I told her before we were done, "You didn't kill me today," but that was before the next day. And I really thought I was going to die because, you find muscles that you didn't know were there. But, and I wasn't that good. I haven't followed the diet exactly. But when I got on the scales the other day, I was surprised I had lost weight. And I know that it's because of working out and building that muscle in the body. And effects are enhanced So, additional aids. Before I go into that real quick, I want to say that just like it's not a good fit, or it's not the same fit for everybody, it's not a one-size-fits-all for people. You know, I might have a 100-pound solution, you might only need 5 pounds. You might need to just get into that dress for your bridesmaid, you know, to be in your friend's wedding. So the thing that is so awesome about this is we have a weight loss profile. And as you're dealing with your customers, because again, we have a tool that people need, right? People like me pay money for supplements like this. There's a weight loss profile that you go through, and it asks questions like, how much weight do you want to lose? I actually did this before I started it, and I was really motivated. Said, how motivated are you? I said, oh, I'm motivated. How much do you want to lose? Oh, I want to lose this much, you know. And I got all the way to the end, and it's supposed to recommend products and how long, and it says, your goals are unreasonable. Questions, and then it's going to recommend products for them, because maybe they don't need the 21-day challenge. Maybe they just need to do the first of the year cleanse to get rid of a couple pounds to, you know, the Christmas bloating. These questions are going to help identify that. Then we have the little manual, the weight loss Bible. And this is awesome because it has, you know, and this is the key, because just like my uncle said, you know, what he did worked, but he couldn't do it. It's not realistic to say, I'm never going to eat ice cream or pizza again. Those are my downfalls. It's not realistic to say that. It's just not. So the TLS takes and helps you identify what are those problem areas, what are your weaknesses, what are your triggers. And for me, when I had daycare, stress was a huge trigger. You know, I had babies screaming and crying and, you know, dirty diapers and bottles and Miss Holly, Miss Holly, Miss Holly. And if it was a really bad day, honey, I would wear the buttons out on my phone to Domino's to my door before nap time, because that was my trigger, you know. Stress, when I get stressed, I eat. And so it helps identify those things. It helps you, it gets in your head. Because if we don't get it in our head, it doesn't do any good, because then we're just going to be right back where I've been before, doing another restart, starting all over, because we haven't learned what it is that makes the difference. And I know when I was talking to Stacy the other day, I said, you know, what was it that made, because we call this transitions lifestyle, and the key is to transition from where you're at to where you want to be. And you don't get there overnight. You just don't. And so we have to train our minds and our emotions, because let's face it, overweight is definitely emotionally related. But it talks about how to improve your metabolism, how to exercise and body composition. We've got so many tools. Little cards that say your diet plan, to eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, things to keep you in check. And then we have different aids that you can order, the energy bars that are TLS approved. You don't have to feel guilty when you're eating them. And because, you know, like I said, you're not going to be hungry on this diet. And if you are, it's because you're not eating like you should. And the energy bars are a nice snack in between, because you have a morning and afternoon snack. We have the TLS Solution meals also. And then again, we have the supporting materials, like I said, all of the things that you could, if you're working with the customer and they say, you know, I need to lose weight, my son's wedding is next week. Well, we've got a plan for that, okay? So we're basically going to eat a low glycemic index diet. And the thing that I love about this is, you know, it's not somebody just said, oh, this looks like a good diet. This is scientifically based. It's sound. And when I took it to my trainer, and she said, well, what are you doing? You know, they just expect you to say the next fad diet. Oh, I'm doing the cabbage diet or whatever, you know. And when I told her what I was doing, you know, they really look at it and say, wow, this is a really well-rounded program. And the supplements really, truly help. Because it's all about what works for us, right? And that's the thing about the TLS is it's going to help. It's customized to work for you. So, all right, well, I think that's about it. I have a few minutes to spare, so oh, yeah, I forgot. And I'm just doing this to inspire anybody who would want to maybe think about taking a weight loss journey. And I know for me, and I have to go all out there and like I said, really put it out there that this is what I'm doing, because, you know, if we don't tell people what we're doing, it's easy to fail and then say, oh, well, nobody knows the difference. Yeah. And so, for me, when you have 100 pounds to lose, and you lose 10 the first week, you're like, well, that's great, but, you know, you focus on the 90 that you have to go after that. So I got a 10-pound bag of sugar, and a couple pounds of potatoes here that I was packing around on my body before I started the program. And I didn't know until I did that 10 pounds really is a big deal, you know? And so, the last few weeks, and I look forward to taking much more. And you know, I would just encourage each and every one of you. I would encourage not each and every one of you, but if you're struggling like I was with weight loss, you know, don't put it off till tomorrow, because like I said, none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. Start today. Start where you're at, and take advantage of the awesome supplements and package that we have to improve your life. Wow. One more thing. If you can even believe, does anybody know who that is on the left? That's our very own Stacey Wedding! I'm saying it works when you say. And she said that it's been these supplements that has helped her maintain her weight for over 18 years. Isn't that